so Ken has literally brought me to a shed somewhere east of London. Ken, what do we have to do?
Well, we are at MDV, which is literally in the middle of nowhere. But we're here to see the Cossie for the first time. So I've seen the car when I was here the middle of last year, but it was just being stripped. And so we met, went through everything. I got to see all the other amazing cars, and I haven't been back here since. So now I'm coming back to see the car for the first time. So let's go see this
Let's
thing.
check it out. All right. Dang, this place is wild. Are you kidding me? What is this? Looks like a freaking hold the car rig here. And an RS200 in the loft. And then, wow, what do we have here as we come around the corner? After you, please, again. What's this thing?
This is our top secret
Whoa,
project.
whoa, 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 whoa. You like it? Yeah?
I'm a design engineer by trade, did an apprenticeship, went to Ford on a contract basis to the World Rally Team in 1988, worked there on the Sierras, then mutated into the Escort Cosworths, did a lot of development design work on the Escort Cosworth road and rally cars, stayed there till that factory closed in 2004, by which time M Sport had taken over the program. Adam, my oldest son, and I started this business in 2002, and we got involved in some really wild and wacky projects. This latest one probably being the most wackiest.
Excellent. Thank you so much for doing an amazing job on the build of Ken's new Cosworth version 2. I know you've got some cool cars in the shop. One is a favorite of Ken's. We'll have to go see that in a minute. But certainly if anybody was wondering why we went to these folks to build what is arguably one of the most just crazy, aggressive, amazing Cosworths in the world, that's the reason. And Peter, first off, what in the heck is that?
That is the famous, very famous Pikes Peak RS200.
That is too cool.
That is too cool.
We literally walk in here, the first car we see is an RS200 in the loft. So I forgot a toolbox that was supposed to go to China for Stu. That's Stu. Stu's not happy with me. I'm sorry, Stu. I apologize. I love you guys. These guys have been with Ken for years. Like since the beginning, so we love Stu.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Jody, good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah,
Good to see you. Yeah, Jody, you were just saying earlier that the motor in this car was one of the few bits that we actually were able to carry over from version 1, last year's Cosworth.
Yep.
See, a little bit of history carries on every time. I like that. Let's go have a look.
The big step forward.
Let's go check that out. Walk us through here a little bit, Jody. I mean, that's a big change from the old car. Was just this proper wiring loom.
I mean, for a start, you've got this lovely modern day motorsport wiring loom with your mill plugs on it. But instead of running the old style cable throttle, we're running fibre wire.
That is proper. So no more throttle cable.
This is on fibre wire.
No more throttle cable to get hung up.
So looking at this engine bay, it just looks so much more efficient than it did before. It's so much more organized and cleaned up, and that's part of that whole reliability thing.
Yeah. So
simplified and like the throttle body, making sure that everything works proper how it's supposed to.
Exactly.
That there isn't some random cable that might get hung up and not be working right.
Exactly.
Which is one of the things we had happen with that old car.
Exactly, yeah.
What is this logo on the head there? What is that?
Can we show that? What is that?
You have to ask Julian why he has a Rallycross logo on his head.
So Julian, for those of you guys that don't know, does all of our motor work, all of our tuning, and also races rallycross.
Well, not all of it, but on the RS200 on this car, on the
Old stuff.
Gymkhana Escort, yeah.
So that's Julian.
And that's Julian.
Oh, hi Julian. I'm doing well. Last year's car, Julian actually had to plug into it with like some sort of an audio cable. It looked like he was hooking up a guitar. I'm not sure how that worked. And this one looks a little fancier in here.
Yeah. It's a lot more fancy.
Pretty much the same stuff that we were running in the last iteration rallycross car.
That's right, yeah, they brought it up to the modern day standard.
Very cool.
25 years ago.
Very cool. Everything new. All new everything, right, boss?
Oh yeah. What's not to like?
This rear suspension is just incredible. Like, those turrets are massive. It's running a huge Riger strut, which is quite different from the old car. We even have options. So we have options to actually run a rear center exit exhaust or a side exit. So that's what some of that is right there. And of course, all the flares are all carbon. Actually, you can see where they join in. And again, where they join in. And then inner fenders are sheet metal extended off of the stock body. Ken's just getting in his car for the first time. Wait. Oh, hold on. Ken, why are your pedals color coded? Is that an issue?
I think I'm getting old and I need colors to figure out what I'm doing.
Oh, that's amazing. Actually seeing the Cossie sitting on the ground for the first time, at least since we've been here. Looks amazing. And I'm being told Julian gets to drive it first. Is that the case? You get to drive it first. How's it feel to watch your new car just drive off without you in it?
Well, of all people that I trust, Julian Godfrey is one of those people.
Wait, can I hear that statement again?
What?
His statement about who he trusts?
He trusts
Julian Godfrey?
Okay, cool. Now cut to the photo of Julian racing last year. Yeah. Cut to that photo. You know exactly what photo I'm talking about. Cut to that photo right now.
Wasn't his fault.
Don't care!
Behind the wheel. Cut to the video then.
Done. Godfrey's road. He's road. There's a big accident. Godfrey's trying to go around the outside.
Ken, what are you touching?
We wanted to bring the original Cossie somehow forward into this car. So we ended up sending death spray, part of a turbo, part of a wheel, and part of a fender. He took those parts and ground them up so that we could add them to the paint. So we actually just added some of the flakes, you know, from the original Cossie's ground up parts just to the roll cage here, just so that part of the original Cossie could come racing with us as we race on. You know, some small parts of that original Cossie are living with us here in Cossie version 2.
Ken, what do you got?
Brand new suit. It's a good day.
Looks like the race car, man. It looks rad.
It does look super like retro, like.
So it worked.
It worked, yeah.
I'm ready. Very stoked to get in this for the first time.
There's something about a new race car. We'll never get this chance again. You can literally still smell like the exhaust and the oils, everything baking off of this car. It's been about 5 months for a completely new build. And this is not a car that you can easily just go and open a magazine and buy parts for. So these guys have done an amazing job between Derek and everybody at MDV. It's really, really cool to see Ken get a chance to drive this thing finally. And we'll be at a rally here within the week.
First impression is it just feels very solid. Like everything is working like a really good solid unit, if that makes any sense.
Solid, modern, all of the stuff that we really, I guess, hope to achieve with version 2. I mean, you have modern or more modern driveline, gearbox, dampers, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, A lot of just little setup changes and setup testing is what we're doing now, but that's all done here at the airfield. Now we're gonna go have some lunch and then go to the gravel.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes.
All right, I'm here with Team Director Derek Dauncey, also
Hello.
known as one of my mini bosses. He's going to do a quick walk around with us, comparing our Cosworth version 2 with a very typical mid-90s Group A Cosworth. What do we got going on here compared to there?
Check this out.
Check this out.
Super wide arches versus the standard Group A car. Even in the day, this was an iconic car. The styling of the car kind of set the rally tone in the mid-90s.
And just for comparison, right? I mean, that is...
big difference on the track. So this is on maximum regulations for a World Rally car versus Group A regulations back in the 90s.
Now, Derek, with that added arch, what did we do for dampers on the new car versus the old car?
So old car Group A dampers had a limited travel on them. We've gone and basically gone a bit more extreme with the Riker damper on this car and more travel front and rear. Moved the turrets out, obviously because we've got wider track. So the packages all together improved. We've just tried to take the concept of a World Rally car and build it into an Escort.
That was something that Ken and Derek both worked off of, but the whole concept of what you would end up building if this Cosworth was a modern day World Rally car. So
We've pushed the limits with the development of it. So, but a few items carry over. We have the iconic rear spoiler, but we've added a small Mr. Block flare to it. We've added a lip to the upper and lower, and it just gives it a nice feel to it versus what was at the time really radical. And again, with the standard car Group A, extremely heavy tailgate. It takes two of you to lift it up and put it on. Versus we've made this piece one piece with the actual tailgate itself and the top bit. So we've lightened it.
So this part of the lower spoiler is actually built into the tailgate. You're saying?
Yeah, for
Gotcha.
performance, it's just it's a performance thing. It's lighter.
Quick peek at the inside.
We'll have a look at the inside. This is typical. You have the actual fuse box, the relays, the dash display is circa mid-90s.
So that looks exactly like
A works car.
our Cosworth version 1 even, yeah.
Exactly.
All the fuses, all the relays, pretty standard stuff in there. But at the time, quite high tech. What are we running for electronics?
So we were running with a Cosworth ECU, a Cosworth powered board, and the power board allows you to lose all of the switches and relays. It's done off switching channels. So the actual car itself controls, the power board controls the actual indicators, lights, and basically it's a small box rather than having all of that intricacy and all the warrants that the harness is lighter. We have a power switchboard in the centre that Ken operates for launch and a lot of the other stuff. And then on the steering wheel, we've lost all the steering wheel column parts that you see on the Group A car, and we've got the multi-button steering wheel options. And
of course, I've just got to point it out because that's kind of a signature. It's becoming certainly a signature at this point. All of Ken's stuff, handbrake, and in this case, one that matches some of the purple livery, and of course says Hoonigan on it. So, are you happy so far with what you've seen?
Oh yeah. We've had a really good day. It's the tarmac test this morning on the airfield was pretty strong.
All right, everyone. Well, that's Team Director Derek Dauncey. I'm sure you'll be seeing more of him this year when there's questions that I can't answer. This guy certainly knows his stuff. So any questions about these cars or why they're different, you can certainly drop some comments below. And we look forward to spending some more time with this car. It's certainly beautiful and really, again, impressive, Derek, what you and the boys were able to do in the amount of time that you had. It's insane to see a car that is so modern and at the same time, it started right there. Where are we at right now? Where have you brought us?
The second part of the test today, it is kind of bizarre. We are in a gravel pit, surrounded by a bunch of guys in orange suits.
Those dudes,
yeah,
just chilling.
And a bunch of gravel pit equipment.
Yeah. This is exactly where rally brings you, everywhere but the norm. So, no, excited to see this thing on gravel for the first time. A lot of firsts today. We're gonna run those guys on some gravel. Hey Ken, are you worried about this at all? this brand new, beautiful lip?
I'm slightly concerned about that. Derek says we have it in the budget.
Just gonna get a shot of that because it's beautiful right now.
That may not be there when I go.
How's it feel, Ken?
Oh, it feels very good. The road's a bit rough though, and there's only 2 corners, but we're getting some data out of it, but it's testing.
Rattling stuff loose is always important. In this case, we have a little bit of fuel we have to sort out, a little fuel leak.
They filled the tank up this time, and where the car's jumping, something's moving very slightly and a bit of fuel's coming out. Not enough, not much, but...
Well, I'm glad to find this now, not
Exactly,
when
yeah,
we're on the
yeah,
test
exactly.
stage in Missouri.
Car's still straight. Corners are still on it.
Internal to the engine.
This guy's doing a couple of photos.
Hey, hold that up for him. That's a genuinely...
That is
an
old
one, too,
school,
right?
man. You've been at it for a while if you got one of those.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, thanks for being a fan. I appreciate it.
We're done. We're done. Hey, so our first official test is complete?
Yes.
It was quick?
Yes.
Where are we going next? What's happening?
Next is a test at 100 Acre Wood, but gotta thank everybody here. Thank you again. MDV, you guys did a great job, and everybody else that helped. Thank you. So, time for it to get serious, though. For a big test in Missouri and start racing. So, thank you again.
Been great, Ken.
Really appreciate it.